Don't even think about moving to Cincinnati until you learn these 5 items that I'm going to tell you that only the locals know in the area. You stay till the end. The last one will probably save you some money and time in driving. Let's talk about it. Hey, everybody, I'm Bill Fritz with Living in Cincinnati, and I am a licensed agent in the area. So, as much as I love making these kinds of videos, I love helping people with their real estate needs. Call, text, email with the information down below, and we'll be getting back with you. So, the number one question around the country is, do beans go in chili? Well, I'm here to tell you that has nothing to do with Cincinnati. Cincinnati chili, they don't even brown their meat here. They put ground beef in the pan, cover it with just enough water to just above the top, and they boil it. And it took me a while to get used to this, but what they do is, they all put in their own little spices. Then that makes everybody kind of different. But the way it's served is on a plate of spaghetti, spoon chili over the top, and then a mound of cheddar cheese, and that's called a three-way. And then you can put either beans or onions, and that's called a four-way. Beans and onions is a five-way. And Blue Ash Chili out here did a thing where they do fried jalapeno caps, and they put that on top, and they call that a six-way. And that was even shown on diners, drive-ins, and dives. I even got to meet Guy Fieri when he came out to try it. It's pretty good. Now, what you're going to have to do, though, is when you get here, is you're going to have to choose between the two major chili places, Skyline and Gold Star. That's it. Those are your two. You've got to choose between one of them. And every once in a while, you might get the other one just to see, but you'll probably always go back to your original. I'm a Skyline guy myself. But depending upon where you move to, they have local chili parlors that everybody seems to love. In fact, out here, there's like 15 different ones. Like I said, there's Blue Ash Chili, there's Pleasant Ridge Chili, Price Hill Chili. They're all over the place, and they all kind of have their own unique taste. So even though it all looks the same, it's supposed to be some Mediterranean style spices that are put into it. But even though they all look the same, they all taste slightly different. So what you're going to wind up doing is coming out and finding your own and finding out which one you love, and you'll probably stick with it. Now, some of these places, even if it takes you a little while to warm up to the chili, like it did me, they still have double-decker sandwiches, loaded fries. They all have like cheeseburgers. They all have something special about them that you can get, besides the chili. But eventually, you'll warm up to it and you'll love it. So the number two thing is Oktoberfest out here. There is a German heritage here in Cincinnati, and it all comes together for Oktoberfest. It's a 3-day weekend, and it starts with they tap a humongous barrel out here, barrel of beer. But then they have the running of the little wiener dogs. They have a big race, and it just goes bigger from there. It's huge, and the thing about the Oktoberfest here that only the locals know is it's the number one Oktoberfest. It's the largest Oktoberfest in the country, and it's the number two largest Oktoberfest in the world, second only to Munich, Germany. So it is a huge event. Businesses are all closed. They shut the streets down. It is a major event. It's really good time. Lots of food, dancing, beer. You don't have to drink beer if you don't want to. They have other things out there. But it's a good time. Everybody has a lot of fun. Number three. The number three thing out here that locals know, it's how to spell Cincinnati. Cincinnati. It's hard to do. If you don't live here, it is hard to remember how to spell Cincinnati. The weird thing is there's two different abbreviations. There's Cincy, just Cincy, and then there's Cinti. And if you look at my email, I did info@livingincincy.com, just because living in Cincinnati is just too big and honestly, it's too hard to spell. There's a saying out there that the only people that know how to spell Cincinnati are people that live in Cincinnati. And they're called Cincinnatians, by the way. Number 4, the thing that a lot of people don't know is that Cincinnati had the very first Major League Baseball team, the Cincinnati Redlegs. And it's opening day out here is practically a holiday. A lot of businesses close. A lot of people just take off work. It's a huge party downtown. All the streets are shut down. There's bands playing. It's really a good time, and it's taken very serious. Opening day out here, well, for a long time, the Cincinnati Reds were the first game of every Major League Series. That changed probably, if I can remember correctly, about 6-7 years ago. But for a really long time, the Cincinnati Reds were the first game of every baseball season. Oh, they also have a huge parade too. They have a parade, opening day parade. It always seems to rain that day though. I don't understand it, but it does. So when you come down here, be prepared for a major event for opening day. It's a big deal. All right, so number 5, as I told you, it's here to save you time, and it's here to save you money. There are 5 bridges that bring you in from Kentucky. You need to know which one that you're going to go to get where you have to go. Because if you take the wrong bridge, you're going to wind up on the east side. If you're trying to get over to like Price Hill or Colerain or something like that, it's going to take you an hour to get back the other way. The Brent Spence Bridge, which you've seen probably on the news, just got some funding, like $2 billion or something like that, for some major reconstruction work. It is the most traveled bridge by semis in the country. So there is a lot of traveling. It's a double-decker bridge. It's southbound is on the top, northbound brings you in from the bottom. So that's the best one to get you to the west side, though. If you're going to the west side, Brent Spence Bridge, there's actually a walking bridge that brings you over from Newport to Cincinnati. It's the Purple People Bridge. It's awesome. They'll, even in the summer, they'll have concerts out there and have beer vendors and food booths and stuff like that out on the bridge, and it's a party. There's dancing and it's a good time. It's usually like a happy hour kind of thing, but it's really fun. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, there's a number 6, and it's a bonus number 6. High schools out here are a major event. I don't know if event's the right word, but if you find 2 people from Cincinnati that have never met, but say one now lives in Boston and one lives in California, and for some reason they wind up meeting in Michigan, the first question that's going to be asked is, where did you go to high school? The high school rivalry out here is huge. And it doesn't even matter which high school you went to, there's a rivalry going. Public schools have rivalries with other public schools, and they have rivalries with the private schools, and private schools with other private schools. And it's a big event. So if you're coming out here and you have kids and you're trying to decide, especially if they're kind of getting to that high school age, look into it. Get online, study, figure out which school you think would best fit your family. So those are the things that locals know that you need to learn before you come out here. Some of these are fun. Some of them are actually serious. The bridges, you got to learn. So I'm going to be putting out tons of content about moving to, living in Cincinnati. If that's what you're looking for, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Again, call, text, email, and I'll be getting back with you. Until next time.